Some places in the world are so sacred, so protected, that almost no one will ever set foot inside. These are not just tourist attractions with a fence around them. They are living centers of faith and tradition, guarded by rules that have lasted for centuries. They are forbidden temples, sacred places you were never meant to see. In this video, we'll travel from Europe to Asia, from deserts to jungles, to explore 5 of the most restricted religious sites on Earth. We'll learn their histories, their mythologies, and why their gates remain closed to almost everyone. Let's begin in Greece, on a peninsula that is both beautiful and entirely off-limits to half the human race. This is Mount Athos. Mount Athos is a rugged peninsula in northern Greece, home to 20 Eastern Orthodox monasteries. For over 1,000 years, it has been considered one of the holiest places in Christianity. It is an autonomous monastic state, technically self-governing, and even the Greek government has limited control over it. But here's the rule that makes it truly unique. No women are allowed to set foot on Mount Athos, not just in the monasteries, but anywhere on the peninsula. The ban dates back to a decree by the Byzantine Emperor Constantine Monomakos in 1046. The monks believe that the Virgin Mary is the only woman allowed to be spiritually present here. Even female animals are prohibited, with very few exceptions. Men can apply for a special permit, but only a few hundred are issued each day, and they are strictly monitored. Those who do enter find a world frozen in time, monks in traditional robes, chanting in ancient chapels, icons illuminated by candlelight. But for most of humanity, Mount Athos will remain a mystery. From Greece, we travel to Japan, where the holiest Shinto shrine is rebuilt from scratch every 20 years, yet almost no one ever sees its most sacred space. This is the Ise Grand Shrine. Ise Grand Shrine, or Ise Jingu, is dedicated to Amaterasu, the Shinto sun goddess and mythical ancestor of Japan's imperial family. It is actually a complex of over 100 shrines, but the most important is the inner shrine, called Naiku. This is where the sacred mirror of Amaterasu is said to be kept, one of the 3 imperial regalia of Japan. Here's the catch. The inner sanctum of Naiku is completely off-limits to the public. Even the Emperor of Japan is not permitted to enter. Only high-ranking Shinto priests and select shrine maidens, who serve for life, are allowed inside. The shrine itself is made entirely of natural materials, cypress wood, thatched roofs, no nails, and is rebuilt every 2 decades as part of a tradition called Shikinen Sengu. The idea is to renew the structure, purify the site, and pass on the building techniques to the next generation. Visitors can approach the outer gates and see the white gravel pathways, towering torii gates, and the tops of thatched roofs through the trees. But the heart of Ise Jingu will always remain unseen, reserved for the goddess and her chosen caretakers. Next, we head to India, to the state of Odisha, where one of the most famous Hindu temples has a surprising rule. Non-Hindus are not allowed inside. This is the Jagannath Temple in Puri. Dedicated to Lord Jagannath, a form of the god Vishnu, the temple dates back to the 12th century and is one of the holiest sites in Hinduism. It is part of the Char Dham pilgrimage, a journey that devout Hindus aim to complete at least once in their lives. The restriction is absolute. If you are not Hindu by birth, you cannot enter the temple. Foreign tourists, non-Hindu Indians, and even converts are turned away at the gates. This rule has been controversial, but temple authorities argue that it preserves the sanctity of the site and follows centuries-old tradition. Those who can enter witness daily rituals involving offerings of food, flowers, and music. The temple's kitchen is said to be one of the largest in the world, capable of feeding thousands of pilgrims each day with sacred vegetarian meals. Even for those kept outside, the temple is still a powerful sight. Its massive spire rising above the city, and its famous annual Rath Yatra, or chariot festival, when the deities are taken outside on huge wooden chariots for everyone to see. From India, we journey to the Australian outback, where one of the most recognizable landmarks in the world hides sacred places that even many locals will never see. This is Uluru. Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, is a massive sandstone monolith sacred to the Anangu people, the traditional owners of the land. It is a place deeply connected to the Dreamtime, the creation stories of Aboriginal Australians. Around the base of Uluru are numerous caves, rock paintings, and ceremonial sites. Some are open to visitors with guidance from Anangu rangers, but others are strictly off-limits, even to many Anangu themselves. These restricted sites are tied to specific gender-based traditions, men's business and women's business, and revealing them to outsiders is considered a serious violation of cultural law. For decades, Uluru was climbed by tourists, despite the wishes of the Anangu. In 2019, climbing was officially banned, a major victory for cultural respect. Today, visitors can walk around the base and learn about its significance, but the most sacred caves will remain unseen, known only to the community. Our final stop takes us to China, to the resting place of its first first emperor. It is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world, and yet its most important chamber has never been opened. This is the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang unified China in 221 BCE and began an ambitious burial complex that would protect him in the afterlife. It's best known for the terracotta army, thousands of life-size soldiers, horses and chariots buried in pits around the tomb. But the central burial chamber, where the emperor's body and treasures lie, remains sealed. Ancient records describe rivers of mercury flowing through the tomb to mimic China's waterways, and a ceiling decorated with a map of the stars. Tests have confirmed high levels of mercury in the soil, suggesting the accounts may be true. Chinese authorities have chosen not to excavate the chamber, citing both preservation concerns and respect for the dead. Until technology advances enough to safely explore it without damage, the tomb will remain an unopened time capsule, holding its secrets for over 2,000 years. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world's incredible histories.